this gown. For the skirt, I've gone ahead to fold my material into two for the front piece. I'm making the front piece first before the back piece, okay? And my client's round hip is 10 inches, and I've gone ahead to fold it up to 12 because I'm adding 2 inches for the seam allowance. Now there's something important I want to show you guys. Whenever you are making a dress that has an upper bodice, a bustier that has an half cut, okay, you cut the upper bodice before you attach it to the down part of the skirt. Now you may have your client's measurement from waist to full length for her long skirt, okay, but it is better to do it this way. When taking this measurement, I took her shoulder to full length, that is from her shoulder to her ankle, and that was giving me 60 inches. Let me say 61 inch because of the allowance, or let me make it exactly 60 inches because it has a lace edge at the down, okay? So now for her waist, shoulder to waist is 16 inches. So I'm going to be placing my tape like this. There's a difference between waist to hip, waist to knee cover, and then waist to full length. And there's a difference between shoulder to waist. Shoulder, I think I'm making a skirt that I'm not attaching to an upper body. It's no problem. I want to start from the beginning to be measuring waist to hip, waist to this, and so on. But because I'm attaching it to the upper bodies, so I took from her shoulder downwards. So from her shoulder to her waistline is 16 inches. However, I'm going to be using 15 inches. And then I will continue like that. Have you seen? Shoulder to waist is 15 inches. Then her shoulder to hip is 26 inches. And I'll mark it. Her shoulder to the above knee is 34 inches. Okay, then her shoulder to full length, like I said earlier, 16 inches. So should in case you want to make a dress that has an upper bodice and a lower bodice, you just go ahead and do this. And of course, and then I'll mark out my round waist, her round waist, which is 7 3/4. Her round hip, like I said, is 10 inches. This is just like a basic pencil skirt pattern. And when I get to the above the knee, I may want to reduce up to 1 inch because I want it very penciled. And between the above the knee and the full length, I may also reduce half or 1/4 inch. Okay, so pardon me, here is 9 inches, so here will be like 8.5, and then finally at the full length and I'll make it 8 inches, so as to give it that pencil shape like line. Okay, you can see there. And I'll connect all my lines together. Please, you may want to use your hip curve for this. Then I'll go ahead and add my 2 inches seam allowance, which I've given for this, provided for this, and then I'll cut it out and then show you the next step. For the full length line, I'm going to nudge the middle point, mark out the middle point there. Okay, and I'm going to also mark out 4 inches, which is my normal bust span allowance for this dress. And then I'm also going to be marking that out with a nudge. Okay, 4 inches. I'm doing this before I open my fold. Okay, so I've not yet cut out the back piece. The back piece is a normal pencil skirt with your zipper allowance at the back. Okay, so this, here we go. This is the left hand side. This is the good face of the material, the dart, the middle, and the right hand dart side. Okay, so I'll also want to get my above the knee point, which is here, since I'm using the good face, or let me use the back face, sorry, but I'll know that this is where my curve is coming according to the picture. Okay, so let me use this side so that I don't dirty the front piece. Okay, so I'm going to be making a kind of explanation for here. Now that curve from this dart here, this is the dart line, if you remember correctly, and this is my above the knee point. How high do you want it to be? I want it, if you notice the flounce is stopping a little bit below the hip line. Okay, so somewhere here. You may want to take out your own measurements. Okay, so this is where I'll be stopping my attaching my flounce from. Okay, all the way down somewhere here, just like 1.5 inches from the above the knee line is okay for me. All right, so I'm going to be making a curve to meet back here with this full length line here. Then from here, I'm going to be making another bigger curve all the way to meet with this other dart here. Okay, something like that. Okay, so this is how my flounce is going to be placed here, like this. Okay, but I don't want to waste all this. I don't want my this to be too exposed, so I'm going to be curving here. you may want to just carry your scissors now and cut out exactly like this for the front piece, but no, I would want this other side of the front piece to remain so that I can join to my back piece, okay, so that it will not be too exposed. So here I'm going to be curving it like this to meet back with this dark line. You see the reason why I notched my dark line at first. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be making a curve to meet with my dart. This other side, you may want to see expose it more by curving it in like this. Is your curve. Anyhow you want to curve here. Like the picture is really curved out here. So I'm just going to be making it on the average, curving it on the average like this, and I'm going to cut it out. So just go ahead and cut out from this dart here now. The left hand dart side. You curve the front out. You may want to try this on a pattern, okay, so that you don't get to waste much of your fabric, but it doesn't really matter. This one will still bring out other things. So like I said earlier, you may want to take it out, but if you are a beginner, you are not really a professional, please do not take it out. Curve it out like this, okay? I'm talking out of experience, so that you'll be able to sew it well if your sides can be attached to your back piece. But if you cut it out that this other lower part of your front piece cannot be attached to your back piece, you may find it difficult sewing, especially if you are a beginner. So this is the back piece, like I said earlier. So I'm going to be turning it back to the front piece so you can see the original picture there. So now I'm going to be placing this on my lace material and then cut it out exactly like this. Stitch it, then I'll measure out here to be able to cut out my 360-degree flounce. Okay, you may choose to make your own flounce 720-degree, or so that it will be more swelly depending on your amount of fabric that you have. Okay, but I think 360-degree is enough for me. Now for the back piece, like I said earlier, is a normal back piece. Because of time, I'm not going to be showing you how to make that. It's a normal pencil back piece with your 1 inch zip allowance. So I'm going to go ahead and measure this out like this. Okay. Oh, it's even more than my tape. So that's 60 inches there. That's why it's good to have your double length tape. That's like 66 inches. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting my flounce 360-degree peplum to use my flounce with the circumference of 66 inches. Now let me bring my material and show you how to cut that out. So guys, this is the material that I'll be using to make the flounce, okay? And like I measured earlier for my skirt, the down part of attaching the flounce to is 66 inches. So, and I'm making 360-degree peplum flounce for it. So 66 divided by the constant 6.28, that will give me 10.5 inch for my first arc. That is the first circumference of my 360-degree flare. And how long should my flare be? I think 8 inches is enough. So that's 10.5 plus 8 inches length. That is 18.5. So I'm going to go ahead and fold my material into 4. And the fourth side should give me 18.5 each. Let me quickly do that and then show you. So guys, I folded the material now into 4 pieces, okay? So this is first into 2 into 2. As you can see here, I have up to 19 inches. So and as well here, remember it's 18.5 inches. We divided our the round place where we are going to attach our flounce, which is 66 inches, by the constant 6.28, which you normally divide your measurements to. Whenever you're making your flounce, and it gave us 10.5. I also added my 8 inches length for the flounce, and that gave me what? That gave me 18.5 inches. So for the flounce, I'm going to go ahead 10.5 and then cut it round like you normally do. 10.5 here. That's 10.5 on your tape. Okay, so you go around like that and you measure it out. So this is my first arc. Then I'll go ahead and mark out my 8 inches. Let me make it 8.5 because of turning. 8.5 along with the length of my. You can actually make this with 720-degree peplum flounce, like I said, so that it will come out more swirly than this. For that one now, you have to use a larger amount of material for this. Then you cut out on your arc or circumference lines. So guys, this is the flounce for the first layer. It's actually double layer. I will go ahead and cut this into 2. Okay, so that then divide one side here. Okay, to place from the beginning down, so that I will use it to turn this other end of it. Okay, I don't want to do any weaving or hemming here. Alright, so I'm going to cut another one of it to place and then turn the edges. All right, but for the upper part I'm going to be making a 720-degree peplum, so you want to go ahead and cut that out. All you need to do is to make your 720-degree peplum is to divide the 66 inches that we want, which is our span to attach the peplum. We divide the 66 inches first by 2 inches, then after which that will give us 33. We now divide 33 by 6.28, okay, and that will give us 5.25. And of course the length of this second peplum should be shorter than that of the first one. So if this first one is 8 inches, the second one should be about 6 inches. So you add the length, that's plus 6. That will give us 11.25. So you want to go ahead and fold your material and cut out your 720-degree peplum. So guys, this is my 360-degree peplum for the entire down part, and it's just one. And this is my 720-degree peplum, is 2. Okay, normally your 720-degree peplum is always 2. That will go around wherever you are fixing it because of your calculation. Okay, so all I need to do is just normal you cut out one end like this to join, and then you cut out another end of this other part and then join it together to give you one that will go around wherever you want to fix it to. So guys, here is the front piece of my skirt. I've gone ahead to turn it out with my interfacing. I'm using the all-face satin and the interfacing here, and you can see this is the back. Alright, so these are my flounces. The 720-degree peplum is on top of the 360-degree peplum flounce. Okay, you can make yours up to 1440 degrees so that to make it come out swelling very well. Okay, so that give it the fullness as it is in that picture, but I'm just giving you this to try the same process anyway. So I'm going to be placing, and don't mind the fact that one of my peplum is longer than the other. There's no challenge with that. I use it like that. So I'm going to be placing this one from here like this. There are other methods you could use to achieve this style, especially this placing right now that I'm doing, but this is just the simplest method I can do for you guys so that you better understand it. So I'm going to go ahead and pin it around the edge like this till I get to the other side. So guys, I have pinned up to this side. For this other side, I'm going to be turning it to the shaping side. Okay, I'm going to be turning it this way instead of pinning it like this to this side. No, I'll be turning it this way and then pin it like this. Until I get to the other part. So guys, by the time I get here, I cannot continue like this anymore because I'm supposed to curve it to meet back here. If I do it like this, the back face is going to be showing outwards. So here, I'm just going to be giving it a little nudge. Here, like this. Okay, I want to be careful with that because all here now will enter into the shaping. By the time I place my back piece, I'm going to be shaping it into it. So here I'm going to turn it. Have you seen that? Okay, I'm going to turn it this way so that the rough edges will come here. Then I continue pinning. Okay, till I get back here. I'll pin all the way like this, curving it. So here I'm having a little excess. I'm not going to be trimming that off. I actually made it like that because I'm going to be making like a pleat here. Okay, so that by the time you come out to have a form of design there, you may want to trim yours out by extending the down, let it be equal. Okay, so I'm going to be doing that, and then by the time I finish with that, I'm going to be stitching this side here that's facing all the way down, then turn it here and also stitch here. So guys, I'm done making the dress, you can see. Okay, this is my own version of that dress, and at the end of the day, I had to lose the turn that I made with this organza. It wasn't fitting very well, so I had to leave it like that single, and it was so transparent. I'm not comfortable with it, so I had to like make up to 7 layers of it. This 2, 4, 6. Okay, but it's still the same method I used in joining it. As you can see, this is the dress coming out well. So I want to see yours. And this is the back as well. Okay, if in case you're using a lace that has flowers, I did bring out all the flowers and placed around the neckline. As you can see, this is the back piece, and I also placed it around the front neckline as well as here too, where the organza is. So please subscribe to my channel, give us a thumbs up, and you can also join our Facebook group, Bellwin Creations Community. Thanks, until next time, bye.